Good morning. Today I want to talk to you about how prevention is the key to classroom management. When I was a teacher, I had a pretty good handle on classroom management. And one of the most frequent questions I would get from other teachers is how I did it. And they'd say, "What do you do when so-and-so does this?" And they would complain about another student that I had in my class, how they would act in their class. And they would say, "What do you do?" Well, the thing of it is that I would not see these behaviors in my class, so I didn't have to deal with them. So I realized that the most important thing I was doing to make my classroom peaceful was preventing problems to begin with. So, how did I prevent them? Well, some of it has to do with my no-nonsense personality. I had rules, and the students knew that I would follow those rules and expect them to follow those rules, and that there would be consequences if they didn't. I also applied those consequences fairly, or at least attempted to. And so the students had some trust in me that I was going to follow procedure and it was not just a guessing game from day to day. Which brings me to a very important point, is having structure to your classroom. Having structure keeps students feeling safe. They know what to expect. They come in, they do the same beginning routines every day, the same ending routines every day, and although that might seem boring, it's actually a way to provide a safe environment for your students. When they know what to expect, when they know what is expected of them, they're happier and they're more likely to do well in your class. It also saves time. And time on task is an extremely important part of preventing discipline problems in your classroom. If you, for instance, have a lot of downtime, the students are going to misbehave during that time. Students would sometimes at the beginning of class ask me, "Miss Rock, are we ever going to have any free time?" And I'd say, "This is a public school. All of your time is free." They didn't get it when they were in 7th grade, but I did, and I thought it was a funny joke. But the truth of the matter is I did not have a lot of downtime for my students. I had a bell-to-bell philosophy that we would work from the minute they came in until the minute they left. I would occasionally have fun activities that I planned for them to do, but they were things that I planned. And that brings me to another point, which has to do with planning. You must plan every day. It's not something you can skip and expect things to go well. Don't overestimate your ability to wing it. Winging it is something that we do sometimes. So we have to think on our feet, and some days we're not as prepared as others. And sometimes things go wrong, and we have to think on our feet. But the truth is, you should plan for every lesson every day. I taught for 32 years, and I planned every lesson every day. There might have been some days I did not follow my plan, but I had a plan. You have to anticipate where problems are going to occur. For example, if you're going to do group work, you need to anticipate what the problems are going to be. If you're going to work on a project, what kinds of problems come with that? Keeping in mind about transitions. Transitions are always very difficult, and transitions cause students to get confused about what they're supposed to do. They start asking questions of each other and of you. And so having quick transitions, well-planned transitions, is very important in lesson planning. And of course, rapport. We'll talk about rapport in an entirely different video, but I just want to leave you with the thought that rapport does not mean that you need to make friends with your students. And it does not mean that students come to you and talk to you about their personal problems. No. Rapport means that there is open communication, that the students feel that they can communicate with you and ask questions. And rapport means that the atmosphere in the classroom is one that is friendly. Friendly does not mean always fun. I know that you probably have met people who are friendly but not fun. So fun is great, but if you have fun every day, I think you're setting yourself up. So remember, rapport is a thing that really has to do with open communication. Now, keep these things in mind. You want to prevent problems from happening, and that way you don't have to deal with them. You don't have to be constantly giving out consequences. Structure, planning, time on task, anticipation, transitions, and rapport are important parts of preventing problems from happening. Have a good day.